CarX Technologies just released their most recent trailer for CarX Drift Racing Online 2. Coming soon, hopefully, to Steam. It's available for wishlist right now, and you can see already we have the Ebisu Complex, all the maps promised. Kami Road remake looks absolutely insane. The damage looks awesome. I'm super excited for this game. Now, I will say I do have some worries. Obviously, with CarX Street, there's been a lot of issues that have kind of split the community in half. When the game first dropped, it was popping, and then out of nowhere, the community kind of fell off because I believe, honestly, the developers made a few decisions that kind of turned people off of the game. So today, I'm going to talk about my wish list for CarX Drift Racing Online 2, what I think the game needs, and how they can avoid the same problem happening again. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. I'm going to address the elephant in the room, and first things first, I believe that the game needs to have a moddable branch. The most successful game in the series, honestly, Drift Racing Online, does have a moddable branch, and what this does is it separates the competitiveness of the game with the top 32, which I believe they're aiming with CarX Drift Racing Online 2 to really capitalize on. Seems like they're going to have a ranked mode, top 32, and lobbies at launch, which is great to hear, but I do think the game does need a moddable branch, and I really think EAC should just not be in the equation. As we see with CarX Street, people have literally just gone and bypassed easy anti-cheat. It literally does nothing for the game. It is just there to be very annoying and create another roadblock for people to create really cool stuff for the game and continue to make it live on for years. I believe this is a crucial step because if they don't do this, a lot of people will have no reason really to switch over from Drift Racing Online to DRO 2 until it comes to console, which we saw the Street player base kind of pick back up a little bit, but not where it once was, which I think they had the opportunity of a lifetime to make Street the best game in the free roam market. But I mean, it's still up there now. I still love the game, but I think there were steps along the way that could have made it even bigger than what it is right now. So a moddable branch to make it so people that want freedom of customization and people that want to participate in the ranked mode / top 32 lobbies to be separated. I think that's the first step and the most crucial step by far. Now, number 2 on my wish list does have to do with customization. I see we're getting some fresh car models with this game, probably having to do with the fact that they had to remodel all the damage and things like that. So the car models in this game and in Drift Racing 3 look outstanding, and the customization looks to be up to par as well. But I think one more thing that needs to be in the game at launch is liveries, and I'm a little bit worried because the game does look like it doesn't really have liveries in the trailer, but I think that's because they're releasing in early access, and that's kind of another reason why they're releasing it in early access, probably to test some things out and then eventually get liveries out at some point. But I do think if it were in the game by base, that should be pretty much a requirement, but we'll see what happens with that. I do see they're adding other unique things to the series like actual character customization and obviously the damage and repair model. Also, I really hope the economy's good, because if people are not able to repair their cars, like how bad the economy was in CarX Street when it first launched, that'll be a no-go. So please make sure the economy, it's better to overcompensate with the economy and then dial it back rather than undercompensate. People are struggling to even play anything for a long time and then you got to crank it back up. So hopefully they take the right steps there with the economy and we're able to actually have a decent experience off launch. Another thing I think is more than mandatory, especially in a game where they prioritize on having a lot of, competitive stuff, and I actually plan on hosting some drift events, is a good and working spectator and drone camera. And what I mean by that is in CarX Street, while there is a drone camera now, it actually doesn't show exactly where the player is unless you're actually just following the car in real time outside of the drone mode. The drone mode shows people from other countries further than they would actually be if you were in game and watching them on your door. For example, if you're tandeming with somebody in Australia and you're in America, they'll be on your door on your screen, and the guy watching in drone mode will see him about 2 or 3 car lengths back. It's really bad for competition, and also if you're trying to film a cinematic or something and you need people to be door to door, it's a little bit, unfortunate. Now, this is a very small problem and could probably only affect content creators, but I will say it would be nice to have a working spectator mode off launch, hopefully like something that's in DRO, where you just pull up the name list and are able to select and spectate a player. Also, for these lobbies, kick and ban is mandatory. We need to have lobby controls all the way around. It would be nice to limit lobbies again like we were in DRO. I hopefully would assume they would just take the exact same blueprint they did in DRO for all the lobbies and stuff and transfer that over, but as CarX Street has continuously showed us, they've honestly not done that, so hopefully they do that in this next game, because I do think that is a really nice thing to have and would be amazing to have in CarX Street. I can't tell you the amount of times I've had to have people pull over in the middle of recording or something like that and block one guy that just wants to troll the entire lobby just because he thinks he's having a good time in his modded car that he can easily get by bypassing the anti-cheat by going back and recreating that vehicle and having 1,000 bajillion horsepower. It's just sad, and it's something that hopefully we're able to counter by being able to control our own environments with lobby controls. So that is a huge one. Please, CarX Technologies, allow us to control our lobbies. Also, I know the dev talked about this in the dev talk in the Sunset City Hub Discord, but it would be really nice to actually not have people go ghost when they go into camera mode and maybe just be not hittable but not invisible, so we can actually have car meets and look at each other's cars as well. Now, as far as a wish list goes in terms of content, I already see we're getting some of the best tracks that I could ever ask for. When it comes to racing, something I love more than anything is the Nürburgring, and we're getting that at launch. I also absolutely love Ebisu Complex for drifting, and we're getting that at launch, so expect a Yanaka Matsuri coming out sometime between the launch of the game and about a week after, because we will definitely be hosting events like that. It's going to be a ton of fun. I literally cannot wait to actually take advantage of the full Ebisu Complex in CarX Drift Racing Online 2. That's going to be absolutely amazing and super fun to slide on. Hopefully we get something like Mahon Sportsland in the future. That would be super sick, but honestly, I'm more than satisfied with Ebisu, and I probably won't even leave the track. There's enough courses there to keep me entertained probably throughout the life course of the game, as some of you are still on Red Rock on Drift Racing Online, and I have to commend you. That's impressive, because I don't know how you're doing that. If you're still on Red Rock and it's been this long, it's good for you, man. I have zero clue, but I guess it's all about getting doors, right? I also see we're getting US Air, which is gonna be dope for some like final bout stuff. I mean, I'm super excited to host events on this game. I think it's gonna be an absolute ball. I do think when it comes to the physics, a lot of people don't like CarX Street's physics, but I absolutely love them. I think something in between the two would be great. I would actually argue that CarX Street is a little bit of a tad more towards the realistic-ish side of things than DRO actually is, believe it or not. I also do like the parts model from there, but I believe if you just look at CarX Drift Racing 3, everything's going to be the same from there as far as the parts and tuning model goes. I know the physics may change a little bit, so hopefully it's something in between Street and DRO, because I love them both for what they are. Man, I'm super excited to see where they take Drift Racing Online 2, because this game could actually be one of the biggest drift games. I mean, I think DRO 1 probably is the biggest besides like Assetto Corsa, if you even consider that a full-on drift game, because it's just a game with servers in it. But I think Drift Racing Online 2 has a huge opportunity here. It's the closest thing to damage like in BeamNG. The parts model looks insane from Drift Racing 3 and how they take apart the cars and things like that, and you can inspect the vehicles. So I really hope they listen to the community with this one and really follow through with a lot of the things that the community wants. For example, modded maps being crossplay off rip from the console release with Mod.io. It would be really sick to see that, as well as maybe a Mod.io implementation for the car parts, as I believe they plan to do on CarX Drift Racing Online in the future. I think it would be nice to see that with DRO 2 when it launches on both platforms, because otherwise you will literally be asking people to compete between the two. And also, if we could get a leniency on allowing more street maps like Oywarf to get into the modded crossplay category, that would be great, as I know the developers don't really like the street sections as much as they like the competitive stuff. But I do think, you know, places like Daikoku and Oywarf are iconic and need to be available. Something like the Chicago street sections as well. Just a lot of street sections that could be made by modders and added into the game. I believe Osaka Nanko as well would be a sick one to be able to see in the game as a modded map, as long as the developers allow more street sections via Mod.io. It would be sick to see that. So hopefully this next game they continue to build and make CarX as great as it possibly can be, and I'm excited to cover it and be here for it, man. I'll see you guys in the next video. Just wanted to yap about this today. This trailer released a couple days ago and it's absolutely fire, so hopefully that means we're somewhere close to the release of this game. I know it's supposed to be Q4 of 2025, but hopefully we get an announcement or release date soon, and I can't wait to cover that with you guys as well. I'll see you guys in the next one. Some more BeamNG and CarX Street content coming soon. I'll see you guys later, and I'm out. Peace.